Ooh, ah, ah. Ting, ting, walla, walla, bing, bang. All right. What is up, everyone? Janitor Jake here, and give me a minute to get everything situated and squared away, and I will get going with the live stream. But give me a minute to get everything set up. This camera. Maybe you should have done this earlier. Stupid. Alright, sorry for the hassle, sorry for the fiasco, but it has been a long time since I've done this. So just trying to reset everything up. If you want to skip ahead, go ahead and skip ahead to the actual gameplay itself. Okay. Bring this down so we don't get a whole bunch of racket going on. Burp. Holy smoke. Even this phone that I try to use for the live streaming stuff is so frozen right now. Let me clear everything out of here. There we go. Alright, so since I'm setting all this, I'm going to kind of let everyone know what's been going on. Ooh. So I've been trying to get back into the swing of things here, and I decided to start up my own Patreon channel. Get my own Patreon going, and I was going to live stream this a while ago. However, what ended up happening was this controller right here, the expansion module number 2 for the Colecovision, was not working. Just would not work. So I had to repair the thing, and what I ended up doing is I decided to film it and take that video and specifically put that video over on Patreon. So I stuck that video on Patreon, but I also stuck it up on my regular Janitor Jake channel. So that's up if you guys want to go and see the repair video of that. And so otherwise I wasn't going to be able to actually play this game. And everything is like changed. It's been such a long time since I've actually done a stream. And it's like there's so much stuff now that's changed. Like there's stuff that's popping up on the screen I've never seen before. And it's like, holy smoke. Come on. This phone hasn't been turned on for like 2 months. And that's why it's like I'm turning it on and it's just like dragging on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And it's like, what are you doing? Just send. Do what I tell you to do. Okay. Well, that's fine. It looks like they changed some stuff up. So, holy smoke in a handbasket here. I just need to like just break down and spend like $2,000 on a decent phone that actually will work proper. All right, let me get this going. And I have no idea how the audio is going to sound, so someone's going to have to let me know in the comments how the audio is going to sound. So without further ado, let's get going. So today, the game I'm going to be playing is good old Turbo for the Colecovision. Now, I do not own the box and do not own the manual. However, whoops, I should probably wear these so I can actually monitor the audio, make sure it doesn't sound like poo-poo. Okay? Alright, so anyway, what ended up happening is I got this game, do not own the box, do not own the manual, but I did get a printer and printed out the actual manual. I did not intend for it to be this big, but my printer settings at the time were, I was unfamiliar with them, and so I ended up printing full pages. And now Matt says there's an audio delay. That's really funky that there would be an audio delay. So if I clap my hands, is it synced up? Now here is where, well, actually I'll just do this then. I'm going to listen to it on here to see what kind of nonsense he's talking about. Alright, so the no sync and the hand clap. Yeah, I see what he means. That's extremely irritating because I had it synced up over there on the computer. There is no reason that it should not be synced up. Alright, so now I have to try to resync all this. So this might be another example of taking this video, deleting it, and then redoing a live stream. Why? It's coming through perfectly fine on XSplit. I'm not getting an audio delay on XSplit, but it's doing it on YouTube. See, that's synced up. So there's like a 3-second delay. The video is coming through, and then 3 seconds after you hear the clap. Alright, so I'm going to try to delay the video. No. Alright, I'll try that and see what happens. Okay, apparently not. I wonder. Alright, I'm going to try this. Alright, is that better? Let me see here now. Alright, I'm going to go with this and we'll see how this sounds. Alright, check 1, 2. Now the problem is I wonder if the game audio is going to be synced up. Alright, so I'm going to get this plugged in. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Hello, check. Alright. Alright, so to make the long story short, I had to mod my Colecovision expansion module 2, and you can go and watch that video on Patreon or my regular Janitor Jake channel. Alright, so now we're just going to get the game going here. I don't even know where the game is. Here we go. And I got the game audio running through my mixing board, so it should be coming through. Hopefully, the audio is not all screwed up. Matt, if you're still listening and watching, let me know if the audio is synced up on here. What are you talking about? Turn the game off. Colecovision presents Turbo. So, like I said, this game actually... Are you kidding me right now? So I just broke the wire for this because I did a shoddy wiring job. Okay. And this was not... I mean, it was soldered and everything was fine. Well, because I'm wearing this jacket... This wire caught on the jacket and decided to stick on me. And then when I pulled it, it just ripped the wire. So, I'm going to see. Now I got to take this tape off. Good luck finding the edge of the tape too, by the way. Well, I'm just going to test it to see if the audio is synced up first. So we'll do this. So I'm going to crash into stuff. Let me know if it sounds like garbage. Does it sound like he's crashing? Or is it like the crash happens and then you hear the sound? Get to use your fixed wheel and pedal. Yeah, and that's the funny thing about it too, is that I'm only going to use it for this one game, and then apparently you don't use it again. Video game audio is good. Awesome. Alright, so now I'm going to rip this tape off. And now put this... Wrap this right around like that, and now try to tape this back into here. I would love to, what I want to do eventually is do a full mod on this thing, and I want to even sleeve the cables, just because I think it would be cool looking. But I really do want to clean this up. I just wanted this to work so I could get back to live streaming. Okay. So here we go. Time to play Turbo for the ColecoVision. So we're going to start this over. Here we go. Skill level 1. And I did read in in the instructions, there's a little bit of rules. So this is one of those games, downshift. So every time you pass a car, you get points. And I believe after 30 cars, you start getting bonus points. Right off the bat, I want to say, though, the graphics in here look awesome. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of Coleco, especially coming off the Atari 2600. And so seeing the ColecoVision and its graphics were just awesome looking. And this game is no exception. It looks super awesome. The colors and everything. And it's just crazy, like playing a racing game like this. Like, it looks legit. Like I said, it's like... And then we got to change of scenery here. So we're in the city, and now we're going out into the North Woods. Oh, and there's supposed to be ambulances too. Oh, crap. In the manual, they talked about having ambulances flying by, and you'd have to dodge them. Now we're out in the woods. That would have been awesome if like a deer or an animal or something would run out in front. But yeah, this controller, after I finally got it working, it's very responsive. So that's awesome. This looks really cool because it looks like you're about ready to... Holy smoke! Oh yeah, gotta change gears. Alright, down... It looks like you're going downhill. Ah! Come on. Alright. And every time you crash into a car, you will actually lose points. Son of a gun. Come on. Darn it. Because apparently you can keep going. I want to see... Oh, I did get... Oh, sweet. So I am still going here. I didn't know this game lasted this long. This is awesome. Like I said, especially coming off of Atari and stuff. And even some of the other ColecoVision games. Whoa! Where am I at now? Because I know they mentioned in the manual, like, having, snow and stuff. Now it's like there's, like, this big, giant, round building, and there's, like, a beach and sand. Oh, there's a flat. And there's the ambulance. Of course, I'm going to crash into it. Stupid. I didn't think there was that much... Oh, we got a night driving stage, and I am a huge fan of night driving stages. So this is awesome. This is super cool, just trying to figure out like what's coming up next. Oh, here we go with the snow. I remember they mentioned in the manual about using your downshift, because apparently you can like slip all over the place. It's just like driving up here today. If you come up to the northwest... Whoa, I am sliding. Holy smoke. There we go. I was going to say, though, it's just like driving up in northwest Wisconsin. That's weird why it turned dark that fast. Well, that's just really awesome, seeing the different stages and everything play out. Matt says... This game looks awesome. To own this game growing up would have been epic. Yeah, definitely. Having this game as a kid would have been super awesome. Because, like, right now I have to use the foot pedal and I have it on the floor. And what's really cool, too, is you put your... Like, man, the setup for this is awesome. You have a foot pedal controlling the gas. And then, of course, you got the steering wheel. But then you actually utilize the ColecoVision controller... And you actually have a spot in here, you put the controller and you use it as a gear shift. This is super awesome. I don't know, I never paid attention. I don't know if Atari, the 2600, if they had expansion modules with their stuff. I'd have to look information up like that. I don't know, Matt, if you want to look it up. Holy cow. I don't know if you want to look it up, but when did the 5200 come out? Because comparing the ColecoVision to the Atari 2600 is kind of like... It's not really fair, because I think that at the time when the ColecoVision was out, it was like, oh, the big competitor is the Atari 5200. Holy smoke. It's kind of like, you know, when Nintendo came out, and then you had... the Sega Master System. That was kind of a comparison. But then Sega Genesis came out, and it was like, look, we're better than Nintendo. And it's like, well, that's not really fair. So then Nintendo, holy cow, what was that? It just blew up. There's this big giant explosion. That's awesome. Atari 5200 released in 82. So I wonder if it came out before, because ColecoVision came out in August of 1982. I'll have to look up to see exactly when, and that's a big pain in the butt, figuring out exactly when stuff was released. So, but yeah, and then we can continue this. So I'm going to try skill level 1 again, just to kind of refamiliarize myself with everything. But yeah, that's just super awesome. Like, you start off in the city. I started off in the wrong gear, too. That's what... Oh, never mind. I did start off in the right gear. But yeah, I just love the look of the city. It looks super awesome. All the colors and everything. But yeah, like I said, I don't know if... Well, I don't own any games. Up to this point, I had never played a game for the Atari or the ColecoVision that used anything like this expansion module. Every game had just been use a joystick. And there's complicated games like Riddle of the Sphinx, which I haven't even figured that one out, because I never owned the manual for it. I want to print that one out. Because I do know, like, they had the Angry Video Game Nerd, James Rolfe. I remember he did a video where he was talking about some of the older games, and I can't remember what it was. It was like the Odyssey. There was something. He might have been talking about a Pong console, and he had a game console where you could, like, use different stuff. There's a steering wheel. So I know they had accessories and stuff for game consoles, but I don't think they utilized it like the ColecoVision is utilizing this. Because the controls are actually really responsive and really smooth. Surprisingly enough. So I'm assuming it just counts down, and then if you passed a certain number of cars within that time period, I think they said 31, and I think they said it maxed out at 41. I don't think you can pass more than 41 cars. Sounds like I'm gonna blow the engine. Oh, you idiot. Because they talked about collecting bonus points too, that if you drive long enough, every time you pass a car, I haven't even been paying attention to the points, because I'm too busy trying to watch where I'm driving. But apparently you get a certain number of points for passing vehicles. Every time they pass you, you lose points. And then when you drive long enough, you start getting 50 points. That's kind of cool that, like, the ambulance will stay with you, and then he just takes off. Like, he's got turbo. The ambulance has turbo built into it. They put nitrous in the ambulance. But I love night driving games, or any kind of game that takes place where you're driving and you can go into a night setting. I wish it would last a little longer. Now I'm going to really screw this up. Now it feels like I have no control, but they talked about using the downshift. See, and I need to get points. I need to keep passing cars so I can get 31 and hopefully continue. See, I don't know if I'll be able to continue after this. Okay, so it looks like you just blow up. So that's what I think it is. You have to pass 31 cars before the time limit is up. So November of 82 is when the 5200 came out. Gotcha. I knew there was something in November, and I thought it was the Coleco, and then I was like, no, because that was August. So maybe that's what it was. Since I don't have a 5200, I don't think about that. So this would have been cool to compare it to the Atari, and then Atari's like, no, look at this, bam, 5200. Odyssey had a full-size rifle and steering wheel. That's probably what it was. That's probably the one I saw. I know there's another one too where it had some different accessories, but all right, I'm going to try skill level 1 again, and I'm going to see how far I can get on it, and then we'll jump up to skill level 2. So it looks like, yeah, you got a time limit. It's counting down, and you have to hit 31 cars. So this is one of those games, obviously, you can't necessarily beat. But I still get confused, like in the manual, with every ColecoVision manual, it says, like, at the end, it's like, okay, this is the instruction manuals help you, but there are some secrets and goodies in here that if you experiment with, you'll find some goodies and all sorts of awesome stuff. And it's like, because the first time I ever played a ColecoVision game, that was, I believe, Carnival. And while I was screwing around in Carnival, I noticed a few things that they never talked about in the manual. And so then it's like I keep thinking, do they do that? Like in this game, is there like some secret that they don't talk about, or some gameplay mechanic that they don't talk about in the manual? And I wonder what that is. I just want to do this, and then I'd like to experiment, like trying to crash into the trees and stuff. I wonder if you could do this. You son of a gun. So I'm at 39, 40, and then 41. Okay, so it does cap out at 41. I like this look. It's got a really cool 3D look to it. Holy smoke. This kind of reminds me of Rad Racer. And, The Adventures of Bayou Billy. When you have to do the racing stuff. Sounds like you're gonna blow the engine. And I love too that I got this mixing board because I'm actually running the game audio through the mixing board. And so it's like I have the audio of the game right in my headset, and that's awesome. I don't know, I just always thought it added to the experience because I can actually hear it. Come on. All right, let's do this. There's water over there too. I wonder if you can crash into the water. Definitely requires some concentration on this, so holy smoke. And of course you want to go fast to pass the cars, because from what I gather, if you're going fast enough, cars won't pass you. And so that's what sucks, is when you crash and then all the cars come flying up and smack you in the back. Great. And this is where, like, you get screwed. Because... So it looks like I'm gonna crash here. And I think on the different skill levels, that's awesome though. When you get game over, you just blow up and die. Too bad you can't beat it for American Gaming Geeks. Yeah, and I want to start doing stuff like that with American Gaming Geeks too, playing like Pac-Man we can't beat, but we still played Pac-Man. So every once in a while I want to start doing games like this for the show. All right, we're going to go to skill level 2. I think you might even have to look up the manual and check it out, but I think skill level 2, you can only crash twice and then it's like you lose. Otherwise, I don't know what the rest of the rules are. Really? I guess I didn't switch gears. I wonder if they're like... I wonder if there are more racers up here then. Looks like there's some more cars now. And looks like their speeds might be varying as well. Holy smoke. I didn't notice it too on skill level 1, but it feels like my car is drifting a little more too. Like if I get, like right now I'm not touching anything, and he's drifting to the right, and now he's drifting to the left. I wonder if that's part of the skill. Holy smoke. Come on. I don't like that. That's the only thing I don't like is when it switches scenes. But then again, I mean, it was on the Colecovision, so I accept it. It's fine. It's just jarring because it's like, okay, we're going around a corner, bam, and then it switches, and now all of a sudden you're going straight. Don't crash. Hurry up and run out of time. Thank you. Okay, let's see if I can keep doing this. Oh, well, there you go. I crashed twice, so game over. Oh, but it's continuing me right... Okay, now it's a game over. Alright, let's try skill level 3. See if that does anything. Skill level thrice. Oh, now things are like a lot more. Well, maybe not. Holy smoke. He came flying out of nowhere. It was like he was just sitting on the side of the road. He slammed on his brakes. It was like that driver just like hit it. Look at those two. Those two crashed. That's awesome that you get to see them crash. All right, come on now. Destroy All Humans Part 5 is up now on American Gaming Geeks. If anyone wants to go watch some more Destroy All Humans. Part 5. And then I edited some Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. So that part will be uploaded in a few days. Come on now. One thing I want to start doing too is one video idea I have for Patreon is modding a Sega Genesis. I want to try to do an RGB mod. Oh, that was lucky. I want to try to do an RGB mod on a Genesis console. I just need to see what it would take to actually do that. Best racing game so far? Definitely, yeah. This is definitely the best racing game. Oh, the heck? What's that now? What's that little black thing up there by the... Well, it showed it after I crashed. But yeah, I don't remember all the racing games I play. I think there's only been a couple, right? Indy 500. And then what was the other one? And that was early Atari. Street Racer. Street Racer and Indy 500. Mod videos will be great Patreon vids. Alright, skill level 4. Yeah, like I said, I've always wanted to like do RGB mods and stuff like that. But I don't know what it takes because from what I gather, some of the information I've learned and heard about is that the Sega Genesis will natively output RGB. It just does it natively, because over in Europe, they had SCART connectors, and then RGB televisions were a very common thing. So, okay, it natively outputs the RGB. But here in America, since nobody really had, like, your regular consumers, regular normal Joe Schmo people were not buying RGB TVs, they changed up the hardware. So the Genesis will output RGB. Think of it like this. The Genesis will output RGB, and then it goes into like a box and downscales it. Instead of upscaling it, it downscales it to composite or RF. And it's like, well, if it's that simple, then I should just be able to like cut the connection for RF or composite. Like, I should just be able to find 3 ports, red, green, and blue, and just solder wires in there, and I could get RGB, correct? There you go. But from what I gather, there seems to be more to it than that. Like, you have to get an supply, you have to get a bigger power supply, because you have to, like, get an amplifier. That's why they make mod boards. Because, like, you have to put an amp in there so it, like, pulls more. It's kind of like if I want to take an NES controller and I want to mod it and put an LED inside my controller so when you start playing a game, like, your actual controller lights up. Well, in order to do that, you would have to put, like, you would have to obviously have power supplying the light. So I need to find a spot on the board that does, like, 5 volts. Apparently 5 volts is a thing. And if I can't find a spot for the 5 volts, I now have to, like, go from the somewhere else and, like, get power going from the motherboard in the NES into the control port and then wire, like, another one into. I don't know how that works, so I've never looked into it. But all right, time to do some experimenting. So we're gonna go to skill level 1, and now I'm just gonna fool around and see if I can find anything. I'm gonna try to crash into some of these buildings, see if that does anything. And turning the knob, pushing the buttons don't do anything. All right, I'm gonna see if I can crash into a building. Doesn't look like it. I mean, you can kind of, like, rub up against the side. That's irritating, just the squealing of the tires. So you can't go off the track over there. So we're gonna go like this. Oh, yeah, right here I want to see if I can crash into a tree. Maybe I'll try to get out into the actual woods. Get out of the city. Nothing. Yeah, I don't know what kind of, like, other experimental stuff they would have. Like they said, they mentioned it in the manual. Have fun and explore, and you might find some goodies. Like what? What goodies? Alright, well, I think I'm going to try this one more time, so I'm going to hit skill level 1, and I'm just going to see how far I can actually go. It's really hard paying attention to the points, too. That's the only issue I'm kind of really having, is it's like I can't pay attention to the point system. Because I'm concentrating so much on trying to avoid cars and just continue to drive. I want to see if there's any extra stages. That's the thing. It kind of reminds me of Yar's Revenge on the Atari 2600. Whereas if you play and you do good enough, when you get to the higher levels, suddenly, like, the colors will change and the gameplay will change. And it's like, it's like, whoa, holy cow, I made it to the blue area. Oh, holy cow, I made it to the pink area. And it's like, I wonder if this game would do anything like that, because that would be awesome. It sounds like I need to shift gears, but I can't. I mean, I can downshift. Get out of there. And the problem is when I come to the snow area, I don't want to slow down, because I know if I start slowing down, I'm going to get cars coming up from behind me. And they're going to hit me from the back, and that's going to irritate me. See that? All of a sudden it jerks, and you're going around a curve. Oh my gosh. See, like that. That's... Yeah, like I was saying, here's where it would be awesome to have like a deer or an animal run out. Come on. Don't be stupid. I'm so glad this controller's responsive. I didn't know which way to go because I thought he was going to start going to the left. I hate this curve so you can't see. Like that. Like, oh, you gotta have good response time. Like, oh, come on. And then you get trapped in there. That's probably the biggest issue with the game is if you slow down, like if I were to like let my foot off the pedal, suddenly I'm gonna get hit in the back from a car, and it's like that's just cheap. That's cheap. This actually looks like Night Driver. Even though I've never played Night Driver, I've seen footage of it, and it kind of reminds me of a little bit more advanced Night Driver. Oh. Right there, it's like I downshift, and every car that I pass is like suddenly just flying past me like crazy. First gear, now second gear. Come on. It's like I can barely make it past the snow level. Now you're making me mad and I want to do it again. I want to see how far past the snow area I can go. I don't even know how many areas there are. I should count them. So here's area 1. You're in the city. I wonder if you go back to the city. It's area 1. You're in the city. You're downtown. I wish they would tell you in the manual. They don't really say much. And now we're on the outskirts. So we were downtown and now we're on the outskirts. And now we're in the woods. Deep in the woods all of a sudden. Trying to pin me in there. Stupid. So this will be area 3. And then this is area 4, the one with the hill. This is area 5, the one with the curve. Then is area 6 the beach? Like, what are you doing? It's like he's pinching me in there. Okay, well, here's like area 6 is another curve. Unless this is just one giant area, field. I don't even know what number I'm on now, 6? So fine, area 6 is the open field. Area 7 would be the beach. And here's where I'm just going to get royally screwed. Yeah, you can't touch that. And then area 8, I guess, is the ambulance. The water. Area 9 would be nighttime. And I don't even know if I'm off on the numbers or not. And then area 10 is the snow and ice. Oh, that was close. Oh my gosh. And now, yeah, I was super, super close. And now they're just gonna pass me and I won't be able to pass enough. No. Wasn't able to do it. Almost. Oh, wow, it counted? Okay, so we're back into the forest. And now we're nighttime. I think now it's gonna be kind of like randomized. So yeah, now it's just like doing whatever it wants. Oil slicks. Now we're in the woods, and those two crashed. Stupid curves. Hate the curve areas. I don't like anything with the curves or the snow. Because now they're just going to completely stop me from getting back to driving. That was, well, I was going to say that was lucky that it kicked me into there, but it doesn't matter. Crashed anyway. And now there's an ambulance. Get out of the way. Okay, let's just keep crashing. Get into first, now go to second. Now if I can survive this for 15 seconds. Holy, this is what I mean. Look at this, now we have sunset. This is what I'm talking about. This is the awesome stuff where it's like, oh, we're in a completely different area now. Now we're on like the other side of the city. Oh, this is sweet. And I love the look of it too, like the cityscape off in the foreground. Oh, it's getting dark too. Whoa, this is awesome. Now we're really flying through the city. And it got even more dark. Oh, that's really cool. Oh, so maybe this is the city in total darkness. So I'm just... Ooh. So that's awesome, like getting to see the different... That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to make sure that I could play long enough that I would see like extra areas. And this is why I was talking about like playing for the American Gaming Geeks, because it's like we need to beat the games for American Gaming Geeks so we like actually get to see everything that you can see. It's like if I only played this game for a little bit. Look at that. That ambulance just completely decimated those cars. But it's like if I would have only played this for a little bit and been like, okay, that was cute, let's stop. It's like I would have missed out on those extra scenes, those scenic areas. So this would be really cool to actually, this would be a good game to play for the American Gaming Geeks, just to see how many different scenes we can quote unquote unlock. Like, okay, how many different, like, is there anything else that we haven't seen yet? Oh man, I kind of threw it off a little bit. Don't be stupid. So now we're back into the outskirts city spot. Yeah, this is crazy. It's like you're flying like crazy through the city. So I think I might have seen everything now. I like this. I like this look, but I love the sunset area too. I've always loved in video games seeing stuff like a sunset and when things are starting to get dark. And that's one thing I've always loved with racing games, like night driving stuff where you see the city off in the horizon. Actually, having that ambulance here is kind of awesome because it takes out the other vehicles. I think now I'm probably getting all the bonus points. I don't know if I could actually max out my score or not. I'm only at 34,000. Holy smoke. I haven't even cracked 100,000 yet. That must be your max score, 999,999. So 1,000,000. See, I wonder if it'll like stop once you hit quote unquote 1,000,000, or if it'll like loop and go back to 0 and then continue. Come on. See, it's like the game starts cheating by doing that kind of crap. It's like, well, that's why you got to take your foot off the foot pedal. I guess that's some of the nonsense that I haven't been doing is like letting my foot off the pedal, slowing down, like here, but okay, I'm finally at 31. Oh, man. And it takes so long to recover, too, which is irritating. Alright, I don't know how long I can get going and keep this up. 50,000. That'd be a cool goal to hit. 50,000? You got 50,000 on Double Dragon? No, but I'm trying to get 50,000 on Turbo. On the Colecovision. They should have put stars up there. And then not only have stars, then they should have had the Cosmic Avenger come flying through. Because that was, I believe, no. Carnival Games was the first ColecoVision game that I played. And then Cosmic Avenger, I believe, was the second one. But this game was also made by Sega, so they probably didn't have the rights of putting other stuff in there. Crash into a tree, make all sorts of racket. All right, so there you go. That was Turbo for the ColecoVision. It's funny because being a racing game, I was like, the game's not going to be that much fun. Game's not going to be that fun. It turns out the game is actually awesome. So I'm really, really glad I got my steering wheel fixed. And like I said, I just got to fix that terrible soldering job that I did down there. But yeah, definitely a great game. If you can find a ColecoVision, find the expansion module number 2. Hopefully it works with the pedal, and you can get the game. Definitely worth checking out. Super awesome. I did not expect the game to be that much fun, but it was really fun. And that's what I was saying before about playing shows for the American Gaming Geeks. I don't necessarily want it to be a thing where I'm like a lot of other channels where I throw a game in, I play it for 5 minutes, and I'm like, oh, there you go. Good fun game, buck. It's like, no, because you miss out on so much extra content. It's like when you actually really play it, it's like now I had my fill of it. It's like, okay, that was fun. That was awesome. I think I'm going to take a break now and put it away. You know what? And then it would be cool to come back in a couple days, or have Chris come over and be like, hey, let's play it for the show. And it's like, oh man, wasn't that fun? Wasn't that fun? Okay, boy, cool. That was awesome. You know, we spent an hour, 30 minutes, 45 minutes to an hour playing this game. Okay, cool. Wow, that was fun. Now let's move on to the next thing. So anyway, that was Turbo, released by Sega for the ColecoVision in August of 1982. I do not know what the next game is coming up. I'm pretty sure it's for the Atari. Turbo. All right, yeah, so the next game I have coming up is Word Zapper, and that will be for the Atari, and then we have Zaxxon for the ColecoVision, so that'll be awesome. Playing good old Zaxxon for Coleco. So with that being said, I think I'm going to skedaddle. So whatever, I'm Janitor Jake, and I will see you guys next time.